The Super Yummy Kitchen!
Hello girls and boys, welcome back young chefs to the Super Yummy Garden Kitchen.
We're with Chef Allegra today and she is cooking tuna and salmon fish cakes with stop and go sauce.
We're cooking these meals with our families,
Learning new skills and having loads of fun.
Here are all the ingredients you need. Joining us from Dublin in Ireland today is Chef Majic and his son Timon.
Hi guys, this is Chef Maciej Strike from County Dublin and I work for Compass Group in Ireland. This is my son Timon.
Hi Darcy and Oscar.
Hi kids, how are you? Today we would like to show you how to make our delicious fish cake. To being a chef means to be creative, that's why I change a little bit the recipe and I add my own style into it. Hope you don't mind, chef.
Did you know Dublin is the capital city of Ireland and is home to the largest park in Europe, Phoenix Park, which covers 707 hectares of land.
Let's get cooking!
Make sure you wash your hands really well.
So we're going to use two kinds of fish in our fish cakes. One of them is some fresh salmon, raw, and the other one is some tuna, not raw, from a tin. You can also use tinned salmon if you want to instead, but this is obviously better for you. Lots of good fat, omegas, that's the thing. We're going to go and cook that now.
There are lots of ways to prepare your fish. We wrapped ours up in tin foil to bake it.
Chef Majic has some lemon juice and rapeseed oil.
When you're ready, pop your fish into the oven for 10 minutes at 180 degrees.
Right, so there's our leaf, and then you just chop it straight down like that.
Take your time and be careful with sharp knives.
If you have someone to help you, they can peel the potatoes now and then start boiling them for the mash.
Now with our leek, we're going to do leek's little tiny baby cousin, garlic, also related to an onion. These are all the same family, and that family is called allium.
You can also add other vegetables, but don't try to chop as fast as Majic.
Fry your vegetables in a little bit of oil for just a few minutes and then we can get our fish.
So now it's just a matter of putting it all together. Here is some mashed potato, cooled down. Remember how Chef Andrew taught you how to make your mash?
Add your cream cheese, egg, fried vegetables, sweet corn, pepper and tuna and mix it all together.
So that was cool enough now, you just gently pick that up. Drop that in. If it's got a skin on it, you don't want to put the skin in, so skin the salmon fillets. And then gently, again, you don't want to mush it up, just gently with a fork, just get that all. Oh, look how lovely that is, gorgeous colours, so summery. So this is quite a wet mix. It's pretty, but it's a little bit wet, which makes it quite hard to work with. But it's that stickiness that's going to make it so yummy later on. But top tip, it does better and is easier to roll into fish cakes, the cakey shapes, if it's gone into the fridge for a little bit. So what you need for this stage is a cling filmed tray that's going to fit in your fridge. Cling film just stops the fish cake sticking too much. The mix and wet your hands, it's easier. This bit's easier if you've got wet hands.
Make a nice selection of balls from your mixture. They can be big or small, as many as you want, and if you have time, you can pop them in the fridge overnight to settle.
So these are the ones I made yesterday. They've been in the fridge overnight and they've firmed up nicely. So what you need is you need this setup here. It's like a production line, like being in a factory. So from size, you start with the fish cakes, then your first bowl has flour in it. Your second bowl has an egg with a little tiny bit of water. And you just whisk that up. They have to be flat bowls, not upright bowls. You'll see why in a minute. Your third bowl has breadcrumbs in. These are called panko breadcrumbs and they make things nice and crispy. But any old breadcrumb, a dry breadcrumb ideally will do. And your fourth, this is what we call the landing station. You want to scatter a few of the breadcrumbs into the landing station and then we are ready for our production line.
Cover your fish cakes in flour. Carefully reshape it into a flatter cake shapes as you go.
Then coat it with the egg. This will make it nice and sticky for the breadcrumbs, but try not to let it get soggy.
Finally, roll it in the breadcrumbs until it is covered all over and put your cake on the landing stage.
So now we've got 4 gorgeous fish cakes. I'm going to go and have a proper hand wash and then we're going to start cooking. So to fry your fish cakes, we start off with a shallow fry, non-stick pan so you don't have to use much oil, just a little splash. Choose a pan with a metal handle because it's going to have to go in the oven. And then very gently lift your lovely fish cakes and pop them in like that. Let them cook like that for a couple of minutes, 3 or so minutes, until they get nice and golden on the bottom. So when you can see they're beginning to go golden brown at the bottom, at their bases, then you gently slip under your spatula. Lovely, lovely.
Once they are all flipped and golden, pop them in the oven for 10 minutes at 200 degrees.
Here we go, 4 mega fish cakes. They are a meal in themselves, but I do like to serve them with a few bits. I've got some lovely seasonal veg here, some French beans and some asparagus. Just going to pop those on the bottom of the plate. And then there's a couple of sauce options I've done. One is Chef Andrew's world famous tomato sauce. Pop that in there. And then the other one, and this is what me and my kids like to eat it with. This is pea soup, which sounds strange. And then I'm going to stir some pesto in, which might sound even stranger, but you know what? Trust me, I'm a chef. It's delicious. These sauces work very well. I call them stop-go sauces. Why? Because they are red and green. And then lastly, our fish cakes. Wow, they're massive. I've made the biggest fish cakes in the world. I like fish cakes. And there, we've made cakes, the best cakes ever. Fish cakes in our super yummy garden kitchen. See you next time.
You like them all? Lovely.
Georgie, is it true that there are 2 different types of fats, saturated and unsaturated? Which type is found in oily fish?
Oily fish contains unsaturated fats, which are really good for our heart and brain health. You should try to eat oily fish once a week.
Is it omega-3 fats that we find in our oily fish?
Yes, you're right, Oscar. Well done.
Don't forget to try out this week's activity sheet.
Next time, we will be with Chef Andrew, and he is making sausage chili flatbread.
And joining us all the way from the USA is Chef Sarah. And it's simply delicious.
And super yummy. Brought to you by Chartwells.
See you next time.